In this video, we're going to take a look at Amazon Merch on Demand's top sellers, and I'm going to show you 11 design styles that I found while looking at them. Let's go. Thanks for joining me on this video. My name is Juna with Detour Shirts. I've been designing and selling t-shirts online since 2005. And in this video, I wanted to show you and talk about design styles. Now, these are design layouts. These are graphics that you can use on your t-shirts. Every print-on-demand site is different. Today, we're gonna look at Amazon, and I'm gonna show you from the top sellers what kind of design styles they are using to get some sales. Now, I'm not saying to copy the words on here or copy the niches. This is just layout, how you're going to lay out the words, where you're going to put a graphic, what kinds of graphics to use that can help you in your design. So we're going to look at that. This is mainly for people who don't know how to lay out a t-shirt. Maybe it's your first time to design t-shirts. We can learn a lot from the top sellers here by looking at how they lay it out, where they put the words, what kinds of graphics to use, and things like that. So I'm going to go into Amazon first. I'm going to go to Pretty Merch Pro and show you the top sellers on Amazon, and we're going to take a look at that, and then I'm going to show you, I'm going to break it down and show you some of the design styles. I've done the research so you don't have to. I can show you some of the design styles that I've found that were in these top 100. So let's get to Pretty Merch Pro right now. So here we are on Pretty Merch Pro Plus. If you have Pretty Merch Pro Plus, you can go to the Research tab. I have it here, and you can look at the top selling. Now, we're just looking at the top selling t-shirts in the United States. Now, Pretty Merch Pro, you could do UK, Germany, wherever country you're from. If you're from any of these, I would do that first. But I'm in the US, so we're going to do this. It's different. There are different designs in different countries, and there are different designs for different products too. So we're just going to look at the top ones here, and we're going to scroll down. I'm not going to spend too long on here, but we're just going to take an overview of what the top sellers are doing. So you can see here, most of the time they're filling the big space, right? Not all the time, but you can see a lot of their designs on Amazon are really big and bold, right? Most of the time. And you can see if they do use color, they use kind of more of a rainbow color, maybe a vintage muted rainbow color, or like a bright rainbow color for kids, or kind of a vintage rainbow color. But a lot of times also they do very limited colors. So you can see this is just white, red, white, and blue, just white, white, just pink and pink, right? So a lot of times it's just white on black. So those do sell as well. You can see there are some exceptions to the rule where it's not filling the space, but for the most part they are kind of filling the whole space, right? Big graphic, big text. Here's an exception to the rule right here on the top corner, but for the most part, again, very tall. So let's just look at it. We can kind of get, we're going to start seeing patterns, you know, of layout, maybe a big design, maybe ways you put the text in here, things like that. So I'm gonna go through all of these and put together what I found, 11 different design styles that I found. But you can see again, very tall. So if you're new to design, you may want to try and fill the whole space. It's just a lot easier to figure that one out, right? Just fill the whole space. And in this video, I'm going to show you some tricks that they use to fill the whole space. But you can see very nice designs, very cool, and a lot of vintage stuff if you didn't notice. So we got some kind of like vintage here, 90s, right? If we scroll up, vintage sunset, 90s again. So vintage stuff's really selling. Fill the space, throw in some vintage things if you can in there. Give yourself a good chance of selling on Amazon. Okay, so now that we've seen kind of the top 100, top 200 designs here, I'm going to show you some of the design styles that I found and hopefully help you with your designs on Amazon if you're selling on Amazon. So the first design style that I wanted to talk about is just two lines of text. It can be two sentences, two words. This is very different than what we saw. Most of them filled the whole space, but I wanted to show these to you because this is very simple to do, and it kind of breaks the mold of fill the whole space. Like I'm always saying, fill the whole space. These don't fill the whole space, and they just have 2 lines. So class of 2035, San Diego. Now don't copy these phrases, just layout, right? You got a bigger word on the top, smaller word, but just two words. Too cool. You can see 2 lines, and they're right above the chest. So placement is very important. It has to be right there above the chest line, right here. See, all of them are right there. So this is one that you can use if you're a brand new seller. Think of a good phrase. Don't copy these again. And again, this could sell well on other print-on-demand spots, but mainly on Amazon. We're looking at Amazon right now, so this is geared towards Amazon. These kinds of things will sell there. So have fun with this one. This is your design style number 1, and I'm calling it 2 lines. So design style number 2 is another simple one. I'm starting with the simple ones first and then going down. This is real easy to do as well, and I'm calling it 3 lines straight. So you can see just straight lines. It can either be left align, center align. You can see probably right align as well. This one right here, right align with some graphic to kind of fill that space. Either way, you can fill the whole space or not, but 3 lines of usually funny designs, funny phrases, or motivational or vintage, like it doesn't matter. So find a phrase that will take 3 lines. It doesn't have to be just 3 words. You can see here it's a sentence that's broken up into 3 lines. So have fun with this one. Make it in a nice style. You can see a lot of these either have kind of a rough style, or they're using graphics in there or color, or this one has just like a fun font, right? Use that as a design style. Make sure to stack your words, your phrases, your sentences in 3 lines, and I think it could do really well on Amazon. So design style number 3, another really easy one to do, and that is the big graphic with 1 line underneath. We see this a lot in the top sellers, just a big graphic. Now it could be a funny graphic. Most of the time it is a funny graphic, or a graphic that kind of catches your eye. You can see this one, it's not funny, but it kind of catches your eyes because it's a little different, has some color. So do a big graphic and a word or line, a sentence underneath. So you can see here, very easy to do. The tough part about this one is finding the right graphic. You need to find a good graphic that's funny, catches your eye, or something that's interesting that catches your eye. So either way, again, don't copy these. These are not here to copy. We're just looking at the style. Big graphic at the top, this line on the bottom, either 1 word or a sentence. So design style number 4 is kind of like a sandwich where you have 1 line of text, a graphic in the middle, and 1 line on the bottom. So 1 line, graphic, 1 line. You can see very easy design style to do. Again, you're gonna need a good graphic in the middle, but it doesn't even have to be a graphic. It could be, you know, a year or something, or just really simple graphics. So think about that. It all comes together, and you can see these are usually tall rectangles, kind of filling the whole space. And that's what makes this really easy to do with the graphic sandwich, if you will, is you just need a good graphic that's kind of tall, and then it's going to make your rectangle even taller as you add the line in the top to fill the space, right? So if you're looking for like a square, maybe a slightly tall rectangle is the kind of shape that you're looking for the graphic, and then as you add the lines, it's going to fill that tall rectangle and make that tall rectangle shape. And so that's why this one's really popular, because it's real easy to fill that space with this design style. Now don't get hung up on any copyright stuff that you may see here. I mean, like, oh, this is Legos, I can't use Legos. Yeah, we're not talking about using Legos or using specific graphics. We're looking at the design style. So a line of text, a graphic, and a line of text. So graphic style number 5 is this one, and one easy way to fill the tall rectangle space is to have a tall rectangle. So you can see right here, the design itself is in a tall rectangle, either a card, or you can just see that they designed it within a tall rectangle. Sometimes there's text inside of that rectangle, sometimes there's not, sometimes it's just a graphic. But try to do that. Try to just have a rectangle there and design within it. You can put a border, you cannot put a border, just put things in. Use that as your space. So this one is super popular because it's really easy to do. You just have to make sure that you fill the space. Now it doesn't have to be a straight edge. You can see these have rough edges. These have some vintage stuff on it. But either way, just create your rectangle first and design within it, and you'll be on your way to creating a good design that fills the space. So design style number 6, since we talked about rectangles, why not do another shape, and that is the circle. Circles are really popular because they can be right over the chest area and provide a good shape for you to put your design in. And you can see a lot of these sell really well. You can kind of break the circle sometimes, but most of the time it's in the circle shape. Now there doesn't have to be an actual circle line. You can see this is in a shape of a circle with the flowers, and sometimes the circle breaks a little bit, like this one down here with the vintage sunset, but all of these have that circle shape and are right above the chest. So it's a nice way to fill the t-shirt, and you'll see this technique used everywhere, not just Amazon. This is a style that's used throughout the internet, throughout t-shirt design as a whole. So fill that circle, put your design in a circle if you don't want to do a tall rectangle. Fill it with words, fill it with graphics, fill it with both words and graphics. Either way, I think it will help you make a great design. Design style number 7 is the giant graphic. Now this one is mainly for Merch by Amazon. I've seen this a lot on Merch by Amazon, where you just have a cool, maybe funny graphic and it just fills the whole space. So your graphic has to be kind of a taller graphic to fit the tall rectangle shape. But you can see these are selling well on Amazon, and they're just a big graphic and usually funny, usually an animal doing something, or this one has video games, this has Sasquatch. So it doesn't have to be a certain kind of graphic, but it's usually more detailed graphic because it's big. It's not very simple graphic, it's more detailed and has a lot of different things going on. So you can see this one's really funny. So don't copy these again, but when you think about what to design for your t-shirt, maybe you want to do a bigger graphic. No words, just a big graphic that fills the whole space. So design style number 8, now we're going to get into specific graphics that you can use to help you with your t-shirt design. So one of the popular graphics on Amazon right now is the side flag. So usually the American flag on the side, the stars can either be on the left or on the right. Usually it's on the left, but sometimes it's on the right. And you can see they fill the flag with different things. So this has a camouflage flag. This has a flag made out of baseball bats. This American flag has a motorcycle on it, or words, or a combination of different things. So this one has that. So think of different things that you could put with the flag, with the American flag. Doesn't have to be the red, white, and blue. You can actually change the colors on it as well with camouflage, or just a white flag with some text in there, some graphics. So think of different things that you could add to an American flag to make your design. The nice thing about the American flag, and why I think it's so popular, is when it's on its side, it's a tall rectangle, right? So it's filling that whole space. You can see all of these fill the whole space because it's a tall rectangle. So have fun with this one. This is a great way to get a design out there that kind of fills the whole space and can get you some sales. So design style number 9 is the vintage sunset. Yeah, vintage sunsets are still very popular on Amazon, and you can see right here, these are straight out of the top 100. And the reason why I think it's very popular is, 1, it helps you with colors. It has that vintage colors, but 2, it fills the space for you. So when you cut that circle at the bottom right here, 1, you have that straight edge where you can put text right underneath, but 2, it's giving that sandwich again, right? That line on the top, a graphic, and a line on the bottom, just like we talked about. Well, the graphic in the middle at this point is a vintage sunset, a kind of a cut off circle with the straight edge on the bottom where you can easily fit text, and then on the top where you can arc the text, which gives it variety. So this is a real easy way to create a design for Amazon, and you can see you can fill the sunset with all different kinds of things. Think of something that you would want to fill your vintage sunset with, and then come up with a sentence, a couple words on the top, or a longer word on the top and something on the bottom. And it's really easy design style that you can use if you're designing on Amazon. Design style number 10 is very similar to the vintage sunset, and this is rainbows. So rainbows, just like a sunset, has an arc on the top and a straight edge on the bottom, which really helps with that design sandwich or just filling the space, right? So you can see sometimes there's words on the top like this, kind of like the vintage sunset, and sometimes there's not. There's maybe two words on the bottom to fill that gap, right? So you can see these are tall rectangles, very tall, usually tall rainbows, which kind of helps fill that space, and it also gives variety and color to it. So these rainbows are usually filled with different things or use different objects. This is using a pencil. These are filled with leopard patterns and hearts. So that's another way where you can add color and variety to your design, is by filling that rainbow with different things in different colors. And usually this is for school. You can see a lot of these are for school, but I think that's because it's back to school time. As we get closer to Christmas, we're probably going to see more for activities and jobs. Right here you can see nurse, first day of school. I wouldn't be surprised if it said mom life or something like that, for moms or girls or something. So think of different words that you can put in here with your rainbow. Not any kind of rainbow, kind of a graphic rainbow right here. So have fun with this one. This is your design style number 10, and that is rainbows. So design style number 11, this is the last one I'm going to show you, and that is the vintage wavy line. So this has become very popular lately. This is the like a 70s, 60s vintage design, and you can see they all have wavy lines, and there's different kinds. You can do 3 lines, you can do 4 lines, usually between 3 and 4, and they just have that wavy line there, and usually vintage colors and vintage graphics. So you're seeing like flowers here, happy faces, flowers again, stars, peace signs, and things like that. So think about the right colors to use. I have a tutorial on how to do this one, this design style. I'll put the video up here so you can look at it, but really cool to do, real easy to do as well, and it can help you stand out in something that's super popular right now that I'm seeing in the top 100. So here we are. Here's the recap of the 11 design styles. You can take a snapshot here. Remember, these are just layout design styles. We're not copying the actual text in there or the niches or whatever. Use your research, do your research on what the niches are, and kind of fill that space with these techniques, these design styles, these graphics. So have fun with this, and hopefully you can get some really good designs up on Amazon and get some sales. So that is it for this video. Thanks so much for watching. Hopefully these design styles help you make some good t-shirts for Amazon. Now, most of these are for Amazon, so they may work for other print-on-demand sites, but they're mainly for Amazon because we did the research on Amazon. So if this was really helpful, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed to this channel already, hit that subscribe button. I got some more videos coming in the future. The question of the day for this video is, have you tried any of these design styles before? Let me know those in the comments. Thanks again for watching. And if you want to see more videos about t-shirt design styles, click on these right here. And as always, guys, keep creating and keep learning. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.